Okay, hello. This is the second screencast that I promised. I just want to show you around inside Adobe Connect in one of the virtual classrooms, showing you a little bit more than in the first screencast. First of all, there's a routine that you should adopt whenever you come in to Adobe Connect. Go up here and click on Meeting. That will produce a drop-down menu. Go down to Audio Setup Wizard. This is a routine for checking on your sound, of course your microphone if you're speaking, but very critically what you're listening to. So really try to make this a habit to make sure that each time you go in you can hear optimally, and then just follow the directions. So it says play sound. I don't know if you'll hear my sound, but there's something to look at as well. Yes, you can. That's a bit loud, but never mind. That's how it works. So we know that it works. So click on Next. Okay, it's checking on which microphone I'm using. Microphone, it's the USB audio device. I know that's the correct one, and this is only relevant if you actually speak on Adobe Connect. You may or may not. It just depends on who's running the session, whether they risk it or not. It can produce chaos. Anyway, for me that was the right one. So on to the next bit of the test, and now it's going to see if the recording is working. It's going to see if the recording is working, and it looks as if it is because of the blue. Okay, so I stop. Now I want to hear it. Let's see if you can hear it too. So I click there. The next thing is working. It's going to see if the recording is working, and it looks sounds as if it is. Okay, stop. That was fine. Thank you very much. Go on to next. I love this. A test of silence. Shh. Stop breathing. Okay, it's tested the level of silence. I don't know according to what scale. And next, well, it's finished actually, and we see that my microphone is the one that I agree it is. That's correct. I've got a microphone volume of 80%, a silence level of 10. I'm not quite sure if that's good or bad, but anyway, finish. So, as I say, going into Meeting, drop down until you come to Audio Setup Wizard. Click that as we just did, and that's a routine to adopt. What else can I show you? What's very important, when you come in here, there is a list of attendees. At the moment there's only Dennis 2, which is me, and there's nobody else, because this is a recording, so I'm just sitting here all on my own. But when you all come crowding in, your names will come down here, plus in brackets which country you're working in, if you remember to put it in. It's very useful and very important. Probably apart from this area, here we've got it's actually something I have uploaded, and it is as it were the marketplace of all of our sessions. This is what I call the platform, everything on one page. In fact, it's a WordPress blog which Finlo has actually just this afternoon updated for us, and you'll get to know this because this is where you will go after these introductory sessions where you've been relying on the Yahoo Group's email list, used really for administrative purposes, and in the first few days before you're let loose, as it were, and can use this much more frequently. It will be changed all the time because there's a full timetable of events, and sometimes people change their times, or they've got them wrong, or they have to cancel. We hope not, or somebody extra comes in. So you should get into the habit of visiting this. This is just a photograph, but you should visit the real site frequently, and you'll find other things here. Again, it's just a photograph, so it won't work, but on the real site, if you click on there, you will be able to hear again Hans's welcome. That is the coordinator, yes, of the chairman of YLTSIG. Okay, what else? Perhaps the most important thing I've left until last. This is the so-called chat area. Chat, I'm always saying, is misnamed, because chat really means, as you all know, to talk endlessly, like I'm doing at the moment. But of course you don't actually chat in Adobe Connect Chat, you write. I think it ought to have been called RAT, but an unfortunate word, even if you spell it with a W. So anyway, this is where you chat, and this, in inverted commas, this is where you write chat. I just click down here, okay, this long oblong here, and if you write something in there, okay, now that's not it. You've got to go to the end, and you can see now I'm touching it gently, and it says send. It looks like a speech bubble. You must click on that, then abracadabra, what you wrote down here goes up there. And so, as I say, I think you will find this is an area that people use an awful lot. Is there anything else that I should remember to tell you? Yes, I think there is. Notice after meeting layouts, pods and audio, or you can just ignore those. Those are areas where we, the people running the session, might have to alter settings and so on. Fairly important is here is an icon for your speakers, and it's green if it's on and working. If you click on it, then you can't hear anything. So of course it's pretty unlikely that you will ever be in a situation where you want that to be anything but green. If you press the downward arrow, you can look, for example, adjust the speaker volume. Okay, but notice these little downward pointing arrow heads, because they are drop down menus that do something to the symbol before them. This one, you might be told, if you've accidentally got your microphone on, you might be told, please mute your microphone, you know, shut it up, turn it off, because otherwise it's interfering. So here, although it's green, it's got a cross through it. So you need to remember that those are there and what they do. And it could be conceivable, it depends who's running the session. You are asked to introduce yourself using a webcam if you've got one. Make sure it's green, otherwise it won't be on. And you can, there are preferences. The most important thing there, notice what I did again, was to press the little downward pointing arrowhead for the sub menu, or the drop down menu, and there you can select your camera. Sometimes these days cameras contain microphones, and it is possible that you could have two cameras and you want to make sure that the correct one is being used. In this case I've only got one, and that is the live cam webcam, and that's correct, so I've got nothing to do there. Perhaps the most useful thing for participants, for people like you sitting and listening and interacting and being fascinated, I hope, is this little symbol here of a man, a little boy holding up his hand, perhaps saying, please may I go to the loo. If you again click on the downward pointing arrowhead, you've got various simple ways of being a little bit interactive. In other words, you can raise your hand, and if I do that, it changed slightly, and if the presenter is being very attentive, he will notice that you have got your hand up. But you've got other things. You can indicate that you agree, if he's just ask, or she, ask if you agree. What else can you do? You can disagree. Always by going to this drop-down menu and pressing the appropriate line, clicking on it. Step away, that means you can indicate that although it may look as if you're in the room, you're not. You've gone off to refresh your glass, have a cup of tea, whatever. You can also ask people to speak louder, to speak softer, to get a move on, for heaven's sake to slow down. You can indicate laughter, you can indicate applause, and if you want to go back to nothing at all, there we are. So, in summary, don't forget that these icons exist, that generally speaking they need to be green to show that they're working, though the microphone typically will be crossed out because it means it's not working, which is correct. That's the default. And this useful little man with his hand up so that you can interact a bit. I think that is more than enough. So as they used to say when they were using walkie-talkies, over and out.